Hello students and welcome to the online session of class 10th science chapter 3 light. Let us see the learning objectives of today's session. Today we'll cover the topics rules for tracing the images formed by concave mirror, then image formation by a concave mirror, then summary of the characteristics of the images which are formed by a concave mirror. So let us start. Now let us discuss the rules for tracing the image by the concave mirrors. First one is, when an object is placed in front of a concave mirror, its image is formed by reflection in the mirror. Fine. This you all know that whenever an object is placed in front of any mirror, any kind of mirror, its image will be formed. Here you can see in the diagram shown here, this one is the object. Fine. This arrow is the object shown. This red color which you can see here is the mirror. As you can see that this is bent inwards, so this is the concave mirror. Okay. So whenever an object is kept in front of the mirror, you can see the image will be formed. Now to remember this, every point on the object, you can see here that the object is made up of very small points, right? If you consider these, as I'm drawing these small dots on the object, now each point on the object is acting as a point source, and whenever light strikes the point sources on the object, it get reflected, and when it get reflected, it will move towards the mirror, and through the mirror the light get reflected. Okay, so when light get reflected, it will go in any of the directions according to the laws of reflection. Fine. So you can consider that the object is made up of very small points which are the point objects, and light get reflected from each and every point of the object. Fine. If light strikes this point, from here also the light will go towards the mirror, and from there it will be reflected. Okay, then it gets reflected like this. Okay, and but if you'll draw all these light rays, it will be very complicated for us to see the ray diagram. So what we do, for sake of simplicity, we take only two rays. We consider any two rays, fine, which are coming from a point of the object, and using those two rays we can draw the ray diagrams. Okay, so let's start with now the rules and the positions of the objects. Okay, now please remember that this point is the focus point of the concave mirror, and this one is the center of curvature. Okay, now rule number 1 for the concave mirror. The diagram is already shown on the screen. Here you can see that whenever a ray of light falls on the concave mirror and which is parallel to the principal axis, here you can see that this is the ray which is moving towards the mirror, and at the mirror it is striking at this point. Okay, here. So this ray AB is parallel to the principal axis. This one is the principal axis. Okay, so it is parallel to this. You can see here that this distance is the parallel distance. Fine. So this ray is parallel to the principal axis, and when it strikes the mirror, it gets reflected back. And what is the rule? The rule is that after reflection it will pass through this point F. Okay, it will pass through this point F. This is rule number 1. I hope this is clear to you all. Whenever a ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis moves towards the mirror and get reflected, it always passes through the focus point F. Fine. Now let's see rule number 2. Rule number 2 now. Whenever a ray of light which is incident on a concave mirror passes through the center of curvature, you can see here that this is the incident ray which is passing through this point, that is center of curvature. Okay, so when this light strikes here on the mirror, it gets reflected in the same direction. You can see here the direction shown with the arrows here. Okay, this is the reflected ray which is moving in the same direction like this. So this is rule number 2, that whenever a ray of light passes through the center of curvature, after reflection it moves in the same path. Okay, now you can see here it is written that angle I is equal to angle R according to the law of reflection, and now both of them are 0 here. Why? Because when it passes through this, angle I becomes 0, sorry, angle R becomes 0 as it retraces its normal path. Okay, now rule number 3. Okay, let's see now rule number 3. Whenever a ray of light which is incident on a concave mirror passes through the focus point, now you can see here this is the incident ray which is moving towards this point F. Fine. So when it strikes the mirror here, it gets reflected and then it becomes parallel to the principal axis. Fine. A ray of light passing through the F, when strikes the mirror, it after reflection it becomes parallel to the principal axis. This is rule number 3. Okay. Now rule number 4. Now whenever a ray of light which is incident obliquely means making an angle with the principal axis. Okay, now here you can see this is the angle formed, angle I. This angle is formed by the incident ray which is called the angle I. Now when it falls obliquely on the mirror at pole P, okay, so after reflection it makes an angle again with the principal axis. Now this angle will be called as R, you all know. Okay, now whenever the ray of light is obliquely incident on the mirror, it gets reflected and it follows the laws of reflection. Means here in this case angle I will be equal to angle R. Okay, this is rule number 4. Clearly? Now next one is image formation by concave mirror in different cases. Now you have studied 4 different rules, and using those 4 rules you have to now draw the ray diagrams. Okay, these are called the ray diagrams here which are shown on the screen. Now whenever the object is kept in front of the mirror, image will be formed, but it depends where the image is formed, what is the size of the image, and that depends mainly basically on what is the position of the object, where the object is kept in front of the mirror, whether it is at C point, whether it is at F point, whether it is at infinity, whether it is somewhere behind the C point or in between these, or in between F and P, wherever the object is placed, that will decide what is the position of the image and what type of image will be formed. So let's study case number 1. Okay, now we are studying case 1. What is case 1? Let's see. When object is at infinity. Okay, infinity in maths, you know what is infinity, like which cannot be reached, somewhere, some point where we cannot reach. So here also infinity is a large distance. Okay, a large distance means where you cannot show the object. Object is at very far position, very large distance from the mirror, and you cannot show the object on the ray diagram. So it is always observed that parallel rays come from the object when the object is kept at infinity. Fine. So here in the diagram you can see this is one of the parallel ray which is coming, and this is another parallel ray which is coming from the object. Okay, so this is the object shown, and these dotted lines are showing that the object is at far distance from the mirror. Okay, so you are showing it with dotted lines. So this AB is the object. This AB is the object which is kept at infinity. And now these 2 parallel rays, I already told you that while drawing the ray diagrams we have to only choose 2 rays. Using 2 rays you will draw the ray diagrams and the point where the image will be formed. Fine. So now according to C, these 2 rays are coming now. Now when this ray is striking the mirror, now here we can apply rule number 1, that this ray is now parallel to the principal axis. Fine. You can see here the distance. This is parallel. Fine. And if you see this second one ray, this is also parallel to the principal axis. So these 2 rays are parallel. So what is the rule number 1 remind now? whenever a ray which is parallel to the principal axis strikes the mirror, it gets reflected and the reflected ray will pass through the focus point F. This was rule number 1. Okay, so after reflection both parallel rays will pass through F. Okay, and it was already told before that image is always formed at the point where the reflected rays meet. So where the image will be formed at this place now? F point. Fine, this is the place where the image will be formed. So come back to the theory here. Where the image will be formed? Image is formed at the principal focus F. Fine, so here the image will be formed. Now what type of image it will be, right? Now it is written real and inverted. Fine, real and inverted. Why real? Because you can see here that the reflected rays are actually meeting at the point, right? When the rays actually meet, the image always is real. Okay, and real image is always inverted, okay. And you can see here that the image formed at this point will be much smaller in size than the object. It is much smaller in size than the object. Fine, so this is case number 1. So how do we study case number 1? That whenever an object is at infinity or at a large distance, parallel rays will come from it, and when these parallel rays strikes the mirror, after reflection they will pass through point F, and the image formed will be real and inverted and much smaller in size than the object. Okay, I hope that this case number 1 is clear to you all. Okay, now this same diagram can be shown in some other ways also, like see this here you can see this is ray number 1 and this one is ray number 2. Both are parallel to each other, you can see here, and these parallel rays are coming from some point infinity here somewhere. Now these parallel rays, when they strike the mirror, they get reflected. Both of them will get reflected, and after reflection what will happen? They both will pass through the point F and the image will be formed at F point. Okay, and the same diagram can be shown in this form also, okay. So how this second form is there? This you can see here these two parallel rays are coming, and after striking, see this one is fall on the mirror obliquely. Okay, so when the light ray is oblique to the mirror, or when it strikes the pole P, it is reflected obliquely and follow the laws of reflection. Fine, so here you can see that angle I will be equal to angle R, so it gets reflected here. Okay, like this, at this point it is reflected. Fine, now the second ray is passing through C point. Here you can see it is passing through C point. So when the ray passes through C point, what was the rule now, children? That after reflection the ray will follow the same path, it will retrace the same path. Okay, and now you can see here that these two are the reflected rays, this one and this one, and they are meeting at this point here, this point, and this point is below F, that means at F only. Fine, at F point only the image is formed. So anyhow, now I have shown you 3 diagrams how to draw the ray diagrams for case number 1. Okay, the previous one which we had seen, then this one can also be used for this one, and then this one can also be used. So you can draw in either of the 3 ways at all the places. Either you take the parallel rays one above, one downside of the principal axis, or you can take both the parallel rays on the upper side of the principal axis, or you can take one ray which is obliquely falling and the second one passing through the center of curvature, but the condition is that both the rays should be parallel to each other. Fine, so they always meet at point F and the image will be formed very, very smaller than the object and real and inverted. Okay, now let's move on to the case number 2 now. Now case number 2 is when the object is beyond the center of curvature. Fine, so the object is this one, AB is the object. Fine, AB is the object which is kept beyond C. This is C point, this is C point, so it is kept beyond C. Beyond means behind C point, somewhere the object is kept. Now remember children, we have to draw only two rays of light. Fine. So we are taking from tip A. Point A is the point source from where we are drawing the light gets reflected. We are considering. So this is ray number 1, which is parallel to the principal axis, and when it strikes the mirror it gets reflected and the reflected ray passes through F. Here you can see. Okay. Now the second ray which is passing through point C, remember the rule that whenever a light ray passes through C, it retraces its path. Fine, it retraces its path. Now what happens when the reflected rays will meet? Now you can see here that both of the reflected rays are meeting at this point. Okay, and the image is formed inverted, right? Because the light rays were coming from A point, so A will be down now and B dash will be up. Fine, so you can see here that the image form is inverted. Okay, and inverted, and the rays are actually meeting. So what is the condition? That the image formed is always real and inverted. Okay, real and inverted. Fine, this is one condition. Why real? Because rays are actually meeting. Why inverted? Because you can see here that the image is formed below the principal axis, and below the principal axis the sign convention is negative, so it is inverted. Okay, and from the diagram you can see that the size of the object is this much and this is the size of image, so you can directly write that the image formed is smaller in size than the object. Okay, and now very important, what is the position of the image formed is between C and F point. Where the image is formed between C and F. Fine, so this was case number 2. Now let's move on to the case number 3. Case number 3 is when the object is at center of curvature of the concave mirror. Now we are changing the positions of the objects. Fine, so where is our object now? Our object is at point C, so AB is our object. Fine, now again two rays we have to consider. So one is going which is parallel to the principal axis. After reflection it will pass through F. Okay, I think this rule will be now clear to everyone, that whenever a ray of light passing which is parallel to the principal axis, after reflection it passes through F. Okay, and this is now rule number 3 we are following, that whenever a ray of light passes through F, okay, this is the second incident ray which is passing through F, so after reflection this will become parallel to the principal axis. Fine, this was before parallel and afterwards it is passing through F, and second ray is passing through F, and then after reflection it becomes parallel, and you can see that both of the reflected rays are meeting at point A dash. Okay, and you can see the image formed will be now inverted because rays are actually meeting, so it is real and inverted image. Then what is the position? You can see that the image is formed at point C, so image is formed at the center of curvature. Fine, and very important that the size, you can see the size is same here, size of the object is same as the size of the image, so image formed is of same size as the object. Okay, so this is case number 3, that when the object is at C, image is also formed at C and it is real and inverted. Okay, now let's move on to case number 4. Now when the object lies between center of curvature and focus point F, students, are you realizing that the position of the object is moving towards the mirror? First we started with infinity, then beyond C, then at C, and now the object is between C and F. So our object is here between C and F. Okay, from point A, now two rays we are considering, one which is parallel to the principal axis, so after reflection it passes through F point here, right, and the second one which is passing through F, after reflection it becomes parallel to the principal axis. Now this is one reflected ray and this one is the second reflected ray. Fine, now these two are meeting at this point A dash, right, and so here the image will be formed, and you can see that rays are actually meeting, so the image is real, and it is formed below the principal axis, so it is inverted, so image formed is real and inverted. And you can observe here that the size of the image is bigger, little larger than the object. Okay, so image formed is little larger than the object. And now children, what is the location? You can see that the image is formed beyond C. It is behind C point. So image is formed beyond C. Okay, I hope it is clear. If you remember the rules for tracing the lines, you will get the perfect position. Fine. So rules are only those 4 which we have studied earlier. Fine. Now let us move on to case number 5. Now guess where the object is shifting now. In the last diagram you have seen that the object is between C and F, and now the object is shifted at F point. Okay, towards mirror we are shifting the object. So now our object is at F point. Okay, so here is the object. Okay, now again 2 rays we have to consider. So one ray we can consider which is parallel to the principal axis, and it will pass through F. So you can see it is passing through F and going like this. Okay, and the second one is falling obliquely, right? In this diagram it is falling obliquely, so obliquely it will get reflected. So this one is the reflected ray, and you can see here that both the reflected rays are parallel to each other. Okay, and children, you all know that parallel rays, you cannot show them meeting at one place. Fine. So what we do, we leave it like that, and we write what is the position of the image. That image is formed at infinity. What word we use here? Infinity. That image will be formed at infinity point. Okay, so you can show, and image will be real and inverted. Somewhere at infinity, somewhere at very large distance they will meet, so it will be real and inverted, and the image formed will be highly enlarged. Okay, if you have noticed, as the object is coming closer to the mirror, the size of the image gets larger and larger and larger. Okay, now this same case can be shown with this one diagram also, diagram number 2. Okay, so here is our object AB. This is the object AB. Now you can see that one ray is again same, we take parallel to principal axis, and it will pass through F. So this is the reflected ray number 1. Fine. Now second one, you can see if it is going in this direction, and if you backtrace it, it passes through C. Means if it passes through C, so it retraces the same path. So single line you can draw like this. And now you can observe that this is reflected ray 2. So 1 and 2 are parallel to each other. Fine. And when the reflected rays are parallel, so image formed is at infinity. Fine. Image formed will be at infinity. Okay. So image formed at infinity, real and inverted, and highly enlarged, or you can say magnified. Fine. Now let's move on to case number 6. Now when the object is held, now more closer we are coming. Okay, so in the last case object was at F. Now the object is at, you can see here, it is between F and P. This is our P point, right? This is P, means center of the mirror. So it is between F and P. Alright, so now what will happen? See, 2 rays we have to trace. Okay, so which one we have traced now? One we can take which is parallel to principal axis, and it will pass through F. So this is the reflected ray 1. Fine. This one is the reflected ray 1. And now from this point we have taken, if we take the ray like this, it will, if you backtrace, it will pass through C. Means it retraces the path. So this is our reflected ray 2. Fine. This is our reflected ray 2. Okay, now if you see that both the rays are going in some different direction, they are not exactly parallel, because if you see the distance here and if you see the distance here, it is different. So you can't say that they are parallel, means they are going in some different direction. And if the rays are going in different direction, it is very difficult to say that they will meet somewhere. Fine. So if they will not meet, then what about the image? Image is always formed when the rays meet. Okay, so in that case, in this direction the rays cannot meet. So what we'll do, if we backtrace the rays, this is the reflected ray, right? This one and this one. If we backtrace them with the dotted lines, you will find that somewhere behind the mirror they appear to meet. Okay, focus this point, please listen it carefully. I am saying they appear to meet. The rays are not actually meeting, but if we backtrace with dotted line, it looks like, it appears that they are meeting at one point A dash. Fine. And if they appear to meet, now the image will be formed behind the mirror. Fine. And the image will be, please remember now, because the rays are not actually meeting, they appear to meet, so the image will be virtual. Okay, virtual image. where the rays appear to meet, and virtual image is always erect. Okay, you can see here the image is formed above the principal axis, and which is denoted by plus sign, erect. Fine. And you can clearly observe that the size of the object is much smaller and the size of the image, it is larger. Okay, so image formed will be larger in size. And what is the location now, children? It is behind the mirror. So these are the 6 cases which we have studied of the concave mirror. Fine. In the first 5 cases you have seen that the image formed is real and inverted, but in the last case the image is formed virtual and erect. And if you observe, virtual and erect image is formed when the object is much closer to the mirror. Fine. And you all know that shaving mirrors, which are used to shave, to see the face very closely, so there the virtual and erect image, which is larger in size, okay, is formed. Okay, that you can study when we will study uses. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide and see. Now this is the summary of what we done, that what is the position of the object, what is the position of the image, then size of the image and nature. So first we have studied what is the position, infinity. So if the object is at infinity, then what is the position of the image? Image is formed at F point. What is the size? It is highly diminished, very small. Diminished means very small. And what is the nature? It is real and inverted. Then if the object is beyond C, image is formed between F and C. Again it is diminished, small in size and real and inverted. Then if the object is at C, image is also formed at C and the image is of the same size. Fine. And again it is real and inverted. If the object between C and F, image is formed beyond C, enlarged, real and inverted. At F, when the object is at F, image is formed at infinity, highly enlarged, real and inverted. And lastly, if it is between P and F, very close to the mirror, image is formed behind the mirror, enlarged, virtual and erect. So you can say that concave mirror can form all the types of images. It can form real and inverted image also, and it can form virtual and erect image also. Fine. And you can see here, if you notice this one, you can observe that this is size of the image is going higher and higher, large and large. Before it was highly diminished, then same size, then enlarged, highly enlarged, and then again highly enlarged. As we are moving closer to the mirror, as the object is coming closer to the mirror, the size of the image goes on increasing and increasing. Okay, so this was all about the characters of the images which are formed by the concave mirror. Fine. So what we have done today, let us summarize. So we have seen all the rules. How many rules we have done, children? 4 rules. Okay, so what was first one? That whenever a ray which is parallel to the principal axis get reflected, it passes through F. What was second one? If the ray of light passes through F, then after reflection it becomes parallel. Then third one was, if the ray of light passes through C, it retraces the same path. And fourth one was, if the ray of light gets oblique to the mirror and touches the pole, then it follows the laws of reflection and get obliquely reflected. Okay. Then we have studied about how the image form at 6 different positions of the object in case of concave mirror. And then we have summarized the images which are formed by the concave mirror. Okay. I hope all the positions of the objects, positions of the images, types of the images, real, inverted, why we are calling it real, why it is inverted, why it is virtual and erect. Real images when the rays actually meet, virtual means when they appear to meet, erect means when the image is formed above the principal axis, and inverted means when the image is formed below the principal axis. Real is always inverted and virtual is always erect. Okay, so I hope all the terms are clear to you all. If you still have doubts, you can ask any time. Okay, so we'll meet in the next session. Till then, goodbye.